Hi there HHDers, welcome to Unit 4. We're starting this unit by looking at two types of countries, developed and developing. By the end of this video, you will know how to allocate any given country to one of these two labels. Countries can be divided in many fashions, by country, population, geography, and so on. But this course is more concerned in dividing countries by levels of development. And for this purpose, we can use the labels developed and developing. What we need to be able to do is analyse a country to determine which category it belongs to. Now, sometimes this will be a difficult task, for there is no obvious, clear-cut place in which a developing country becomes a developed one. But let's start by defining both terms. Firstly, developed countries are those that enjoy well-developed industry, mining or agricultural sectors, and which, therefore, enjoy a healthy economy based on trade. So developed countries, then, include places such as Australia, the United States of America, South Korea, Sweden, and Japan. Comparatively, a developing country is one that generally has a low gross domestic product, leading to less access to technology, poor industry, and limited trade agreements. These countries include Cameroon, Ethiopia, Chad, Sierra Leone, and so on. So what we have learned here is that a lot depends on the economy. In general, a more flourishing economy will lead to greater levels of development. If you were to have a question like this from the 2010 VCE exam, how might you answer it? Here, we need to list two characteristics used by the World Health Organization, WHO, to describe a developing country. And we can use two of the characteristics implicit in the definition provided for developing countries earlier. So we could say something like low gross domestic product and the level of economic development. But a wide range of responses is acceptable here. Other acceptable answers, some of which are health status indicators, are listed next to me. You may also come across questions like this one from the 2012 VCE exam. Here, we have been given a set of statistics and we need to analyse whether countries are developed, high mortality developing, or low mortality developing. If you've not yet come across the World Health Organization's mortality strata, don't worry, we'll cover that in the following video. But for now, let's focus on the structure of the response. Note here that the question is worth 2 marks, so that will be one for identifying a developing country from the table, and the other for your justification on whether it represents a developing country with high or low mortality strata. Firstly, the developing countries here are Afghanistan, Bhutan, Burkina Faso, and Chad. We can tell that by the sheer discrepancies in the figures compared to countries that we know are developed, namely Australia, the United Kingdom, Sweden, Japan, and the USA. Let's take Chad for our response. Next, we need to use some statistics to justify our selection. For example, from the data given, Chad is a high mortality developing country. Chad's life expectancy, 48 years, is extremely low, and it has high rates of under 5 mortality rate, 209 per 1,000 live births, and maternal mortality, 1,200 per 1,000 live births. Note here that the precise statistics have been utilised, and instead of saying that the under 5 mortality rate is 209, for example, we have specified that it is 209 deaths per 1,000 live births. It's important to be very clear in your response and to show that you understand what is actually being presented in the table. Bye for now and happy studying.